Please welcome Alex Kapranos and Nick McCarthy.
How you doing?
You got this sailor look.
Yeah, we came on the boat.
That's right. Ahoy there.
Is it true that you started out just to make girls dance?
It was one of the ideas. We kind of made that statement partly as a joke, but partly to say something about what we wanted to do with music, because we were fans of rock and roll music, but we were also fans of dance music. We used to like going to clubs and listening to electronic music, and we felt that some of the things that made electronic music so good, some of the ideas of the rhythm and particularly the dynamics, the building of the songs, wasn't really there in rock and roll music, or it wasn't there anymore, and we wanted to bring that through. And so, yeah, that was one of the first sort of motivations of what we did, really, wasn't it?
It's you two and it's two more in the band. And did you know each other from the start, or how did you meet?
We were friends in Glasgow. We met at a party.
Yeah, we met in a sort of kind of rock and roll sort of way. In fact, the other two and I were out at a party, and Paul, we weren't doing anything with Paul at the time. We were just friends.
But you knew him for a while.
Yeah,
You've played in a band before.
Anyway, we were at this party, and in Glasgow, there's a convention when you go to a party, you bring your own drinks with you, and we'd brought a bottle of vodka with us. And according to Nick, the convention in Bavaria, where he grew up, is that what is it? You go to the party and you steal other people's drinks. Is that right?
That's and try and not get caught.
Right. And we misunderstood this convention, and he stole my bottle of vodka, and we had a fight. And halfway through the fight, I felt sorry for him. Like, he was getting a real beating, and
Well, that's a lie.
And I don't know. I said to him, "Do you play the drums?" And
yeah, because I was hitting him so hard.
That's right. Anyway, he lied, and he said, "Yes, I do play the drums."
Yeah, he lied.
Yeah, he lied.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then we tried playing, and I was like, all over the place, and but I could play the guitar.
Yeah, that's right. He was really good at the guitar, but we just became friends very quickly. It was, in fact, it was like, you know, those moments you have in the playground when you're a little kid, and one minute you're fighting with somebody, and then the next minute you're best friends. It was. Yeah, it's kind of like we were four again, or something like that.
Were you good at playing your instruments, or just
average,
so-so?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean,
if we were lucky, I'd say we were average. You know, like when we I think all bands are like that. All good bands, when they start out, they sound terrible, and then when they develop together, and they develop their identity. So we started off sounding awful, and then we ended up.
And it's also more about like the four people that come together and are this band. You know, it's more of a gang, really. I think, you know, it's more of a, like
you don't have these guitar solos anyway.
No, we don't really.
No.
We can't play it. First of all,
that's not the official way. Yeah. No, it is true that is another thing that we set out not to do when we started off as a band, because I think most of us in our lives define what we are by what we don't do as much as what we do. And that was one of those things that we defined ourselves by, saying, no, we don't have all that self-indulgent guitar solos, all that kind of jerking off on the guitar. That's not for us, you know, like this. So because we came to that conclusion after watching other bands. You know, when you go down to a concert sometimes and you see another band, you think, the only person who's enjoying what you're playing at the moment is you. We didn't want to do that, you know, like, it has to be immediate, there has to be a reason for it being in there.
But how come there's so many good bands from Glasgow? Because I used to be a music journalist, and I used to travel to Glasgow before. So I always noticed that Glasgow has a brilliant music scene. Why on earth Glasgow?
There's all sorts of theories.
Yeah, I mean, there's loads of stuff, you know. I mean, for one thing I see is that, you know, there's so much empty industrial space there that you can use as a band for a rehearsal room. It's very cheap, you know.
That's what we did.
Yeah, that's what we did. You know,
buildings,
and it's very cheap to live, you know.
And also, the other theory I like is the rain. It rains so much in Glasgow that nobody can get out to do anything, so they all stay inside and play music instead.
Yeah. So. You can't get away with any, you know, with any crap either. If you play anything silly, then the audience are brilliant and just tell you.
Yeah, brutal. Yeah.
It's a very extreme audience, you know. Like they either hate you or they love you.
Because they're spoiled.
Maybe it is.
Do you miss Scotland when you're travelling so much?
You miss your friends, of course, and you miss home. But at the same time, when you travel around the world, it's intensely stimulating as well. You know, I mean,
that also you are more than one. I mean, you're not traveling all alone. So for me, to listen to you, it's so beyond my own experience, because I've always been alone, sitting, writing alone, traveling alone. You know, but you are playing in a band.
Yeah.
That is just completely beyond my own experience. So it's so nice to listen to how you interact.
Hence, you have this time to think about the Big Bang, you know.
Maybe I'm too much thinking about the Big Bang, but they can have a chat about it. Being two, you know, on the same tour.
I think that's so true. Like, I think it's so much more fun to experience anything in life if you can share that experience with somebody else.
That's why when I have traveled a lot, also, I decided not to be a tourist, because to take all these impressions, it has no value, because I have nobody to share it with. Right. And I've heard something about the two of you and postcards.
Yes,
oh, yes.
They mentioned it, that you asked for postcards, stamped postcards in your dressing room.
You get sort of all sorts of crazy things on rock and roll riders. You know, the riders are the things that the bands ask for to be in their dressing rooms, and so it could be, I don't know, like a kilo of cocaine, 500 virgins. I don't know. We tend to ask for
or a white Steinway Grand Piano.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Like some famous singer asked for 5 puppies. That's what she wanted in her dressing room. Yeah. But we ask for some postcards. Just it's because, like we were saying, one of the things you really miss when you're on tour is your friends back home, and it's kind of quite cool to send a postcard back home.
Well, your friends in the band are waiting for you, so please take the stage, and thank you very much.
Thank you.